The great reason that I enjoy being in ReSET is to share my time with kindred souls. These are the people who are not playing a little shuffleboard someplace, but are really interested in what's happening around us. You are most alive when you are learning. Whether you are 85 or whether you are 12 or 10.
Good morning, Dr. Wade.
What do I do? What's my profession?
You are a chemist.
A chemist. And what do I want you to become? I want you to become scientists.
We're an organization to support volunteers, whatever needs to be done. You ought to know what the job is going to be, where you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. The volunteer has a choice among a variety of schools, first of all, in location, and secondly, in the level of education and knowledge of the children.
We're going to do polymer chemistry today, and what we're doing is fun.
If you can get to go and observe, you will be sold on the program.
And look at that, that's a polymer.
I learned a lot myself that day and saw that it was not scary to work with the children. What I'm going to do is distribute to you all little bags of M&Ms.
What you commit is 6 hours, which is an hour a week over 6 weeks, and then a field trip.
All I have to do is tell ReSET about my field trip. The bus and everything is planned for me.
Well, I want to show you how you find the monkeys that are way up in the trees.
They do quite a job in orienting you to what you're going to do.
The ReSET manual contains a list of programs that have been done by other people. And this is sort of the culmination of the course. This is what I do on the last day. And this has to do with light polarization. And after I decided upon light, then I began a search of what supplies are there, what experiments have other people done, then started building things to go with it.
It all depends on how creative you want to be. If you really don't want to go to a hardware store to put together a circuit board, catalogs have this stuff.
It's the prisms, the lenses, the mirrors, the lasers. All of these things are ReSET funded.
If there's anything they need that we haven't supplied, I want to know it. Supply the materials, supply the buses, make sure the communication is going.
What's your specialty?
I'm an electrical engineer.
The volunteer coordinator arranges a meeting where the teachers who are looking for a volunteer will be there.
And they accompany you on your first visit. They come with you and sit down and they talk with the principal and with the teachers.
I say to the teachers, rule number 1, you must be in the classroom at all times. Rule number 2, you're responsible for the discipline. Rule number 3, we expect you to be a participant and not sit in the back of the room. And rule number 4, we don't teach the curriculum. The teacher has to keep in touch with the volunteer. If they don't, tell the volunteer coordinator. The volunteers have backup. They have total, complete backup.
The best high that you can ever have is when you finish that last field trip and you're on your way home and you wonder just what child you had touched, what child you might have changed the course of their life.
How did you feel when you went in your first class?
I think the first experience in going into a class is intimidating for most of us. It's been a long time since I've dealt with 9 and 10-year-old kids. And it was fun after a while, for a short while.
The best way to break it is to ask questions, even a very simple question that they can answer. Before you know it, you can while away an hour in no time.
When I start my first class, I describe myself and my background a little bit. I make sure that I get across the fact that I enjoyed doing what I did and still do. I just stopped getting paid.
I try to be aware of using words that I don't think they might know what they mean, and then make the point of writing a word on the blackboard and telling them what it means.
Polymer.
And they really surprise you. That's the thing that gets me. All of a sudden, some kid will raise his hand and the most amazing questions come out. And that to me is what's so great.
When you come back for the second visit, they know your name and they ask questions, and you really, have a feeling of belonging.
We're doing basic science, and most people start with the fundamentals.
I take a Coke can and a balloon, and I rub the balloon on my head, and then I make the Coke can roll. Static electricity, charge.
The idea is not to teach a body of knowledge. What we want them to get is a feel for science.
The best demonstration that I do is Bernoulli's principle. I bring in my shop vac and I balance a rubber ball on top of the airstream. And then I bend the wand so that the ball is floating as if gravity should be pulling it down.
Do as much hands-on as you can and don't lecture.
And then I bring out fruit, and I explain to the kids that these are batteries. And I'll take a copper rod and a zinc plated nail, and I will stick it in the fruit.
The children grasp it better if it relates to something that they know about. It's not theoretical, it's a real thing.
And I sort of explain to them that a vote would be like $1, and that's about 75 cents worth.
For your own peace of mind, before you go into the classroom, make sure it works.
Well, we should be able to drive this little LCD clock.
It works.
It's very good to sort of put yourself back into that time when the world was all fresh and new, and there are wondrous things to learn about.
My goal is that this will be a good experience. It has to be good. I guarantee you, what you're doing is worthwhile. What you're doing is going to stay with you for the rest of your life, and I hope you have a long life because we need you.